Hi guys, welcome back to August Love Story, the channel. My name is Artieka.
And I'm Tommy.
And today...
I didn't do it this time.
I know. Today we are reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 3. And I'm actually trying to pull up what that episode is titled. I closed the window by mistake. The episode is titled Ain't No Wedding Like a West Coast Wedding. I actually prefer Mitch's line, though. He said, I don't vow unless I mean it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to call this episode. If you guys haven't already, please take a minute to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and let's get into this
Let's
review.
begin.
Apparently, I didn't take a ton of notes because it was a lot of back and forthness. In conversation sometimes, and that took me a little bit. So I'm going to start with Stasha, which we figured out how to say her name. I have a phonetic spelling written out.
Okay.
And Nate. So we started in at their reception, and they started off talking about Nate initially wanting a younger woman.
Yeah.
I think he said like 27 to 33.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And she was like, oh, I wasn't even in the conversation because she's 37. He was like, Pastor Cal was like, you want somebody that's got their stuff together and you think a 27-year-old is going to do that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, not at all. At 27, I wasn't even clear on career choices yet.
I mean, I was dating you at 27.
I don't think I was like, I wanted to do something
Had
else.
you proposed to me at 27?
Nah, not yet.
It was at 28?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I ain't make you an honest woman until 30.
I was 29. I was 29.
29.
And don't say honest. I've been honest. Let's see.
You done got lost where you was at then.
I'm reading this sentence. This sentence doesn't make sense that I wrote.
That's terrible. You wrote it.
I know.
Do you think the age thing was a big deal?
I don't think that it should be. I think that a woman of her age, though, can get in her head with her biological clock.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that she is a bad age to like get married, start having a family and stuff like that. But I think that we get into our own heads when we hit a certain age. Like, a lot of women's scary age is 30. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, nah, because if I started having kids at 30, like, I definitely wasn't ready to start having kids then. Even though, like, I just started 2 years after that, that was still a lot.
So you think that her age is what's pushing that envelope as far as like the age, the question of the age he was looking for versus what she was looking for?
Yeah, he's definitely younger than her. So 3 years doesn't mean a lot in relationships. Yeah. And even between the two of them, 34 and 37, 3 years is not a lot. But I could see the getting in your head about being 37.
She looked good to be 37, though.
Oh, she looks great. But I'm just talking about the mental part of it. Because
I say that like 37 is, I'm sorry. Yeah. I say it like 37 is just old. Though.
Yeah, because she's not old. She's only 2 years older than you.
Right.
And you wouldn't think anything of it being with a woman that was 37 and you're 35. Mm-hmm. So he's only a year younger than you. Yeah. So it's not really like a big deal. Yeah. Now, one of the things that they do at these receptions is bride goes off and talks to the groom's friends. The groom goes off and talks to the bride's friends. I did note for this couple, they talked to his friend together. Nobody else did that.
Which one?
Megan.
Oh, yeah. That was like, yeah.
Yes. But did you notice that? Yeah. Like, nobody else. None of the other brides. None of the brides went with the groom to talk to their friends or vice versa. Yeah. But this was a special case. I still believe that him and Megan have had sex, might like I said the other day, having sex.
Like I said the other day, that was her introduction to introducing Stasha. What's her name? Stasha to threesomes. Cause that's all she wanted to do was like, yeah. So we did sunsets and hiking, and these are the things that he's told her, or at the wedding they was like, this is what he likes to do these sunsets and hiking. And he was like, yeah, sunsets. I really like sunsets. And here she is talking about those sunsets, and like it's funny because throughout this whole. All three of these episodes, they've been talking about how would she do with him being approached by women and, other females being involved with their relationship. And then here it is at their wedding reception. They're talking to Megan, and Megan's going to stand out because she seems like the one that he smashed first and then became friends, and her tearing up and stuff like that is like,
Megan act like her friend died.
Right.
And it's like, nah, girl, it's
just he got married.
Right.
And he can't have sex with you anymore.
Period.
Unless she's down with,
Right. So
threesome. But that was her introduction to see if she would be okay with it. But I don't think that's gonna fly.
I have no more notes for them, but I definitely, Megan is going to be a problem.
Yeah, I think so.
He gonna have to lose Megan as a friend, and he's gonna also have to come clean about what has happened between them. Because even if it's not sex, somebody has done something.
Yeah.
Well, a person once said oral sex is sex in the mouth, and
which is true.
I know, and
it's literally that's what it was.
Possibly that's what it is.
Possibly,
but something's happened.
One thing I wanted to bring up is they talked about being a power couple. I know that's something I wanted us to talk about in our podcast. Why, like, my thing is when it came up, it was like, get to know her first to see if you want to be a couple with her.
Power couple.
I think that's a what's those things? This is like a trigger word.
It's a buzzword.
Buzzword.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Power couple is a buzzword. It's one of those things that people are like, ooh, we can get together and we can be this.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we don't know the struggle that this took to get to.
Right.
So, I mean, like, I have well-accomplished friends who are in relationships, but I would never use the term power couple
right.
for them. And it's not like slighting them in any way. It's just not a term that I would use per se.
Yeah.
I do think that, again, buzzword, and I think that you're right. They do need to like get to know each other. And also, I haven't figured out what is the power in his couple, because we know sort of what hers is, because hers was real estate.
Yeah.
But all we know is that he used to hustle. But
he's a day trader now.
Yeah.
But we don't know what you're saying is we don't know the level of success that he's had.
Yeah.
Has
and we don't really know the level of success that she has.
Not the level of success, but what he really does to earn a living.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we don't know if real estate is all she does.
It's not.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But we don't like really know the full scope.
Got you.
So
yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm putting up. I'm getting what you're putting down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you have anything?
Nah, that's
else?
it for them.
Okay. So Kristen and Mitch were next.
Old Mitch.
So we open up with Kristen telling her dad. Okay, so before we get into Kristen telling her dad again, Kristen's mama does not look like she would be with Kristen's dad.
Absolutely not, man. What type of catfishing is this?
And again, no slight to anybody involved. It's just, this is the most unmatched set of parents I have seen on Married at First Sight. It's like, Kristen, that's your mama? Oh.
That ain't your mama.
That's your daddy?
When did they get together? Right. He must have money is what the initial thought I said.
That is what you said.
It was like, he gotta have money because it's like, where'd that come from?
But going back to her dad, she tells her dad and he brings up the risk of her getting married at first sight, but he ultimately gives her his blessing. And then she gets with all of her girls, getting ready, and Mitch sends her a plant, which... It's very Mitch.
Yeah.
Being, environmentally conscious. And she thought that was very sweet. And then we get this James Allen ring cameo. We forgot to talk about that on the last one. These mini commercials, like, I think it's great that James Allen is getting the press that they want from Married at First Sight. Yeah. However, I don't need a 3-minute commercial.
I wonder
with
who brokered
every bride.
that deal.
It would be funny if it was Steve.
That would be hilarious.
Because he was the first one.
Because that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. The way they're doing it now, because the people they're giving the engagement rings. They're actually going through picking out the engagement ring and giving it to them before the wedding. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, old James Allen. Like, it was so bad, man. On one of them, I tried to fast forward through it, like thinking that it was a real commercial. So let me fast forward through this.
This is not a commercial.
This is not what I'm here for. Did you think with Mitch and Kristen that, one, she's still like kind of like salty about her old relationship, and then two, she wanted this more than he did?
Yes and yes. Definitely salty about the last relationship. She cried over the fact that this was a ring that she didn't have to buy.
Yeah.
But also...
Do you think that she overcompensated because of that? Like, because it was such a salty wound for her the first go round, she's overcompensating for the feelings that she, wanted to have or had.
I don't know, but it's very possible.
Because it seems like it, because it's like, I would imagine that having marrying a person that you like spent time with, have built up a relationship with, is much different from marrying a stranger.
Right.
As far as like your actual wedding day and, getting prepared for it and stuff like that, the feeling of it will be completely different, I would imagine. Mm-hmm. And if the feeling is different, I would think that how you feel about a person would be different as well. Mm-hmm. Like, I know we go through honeymoon stages and stuff like that, but I don't feel like you get to a honeymoon stage day of your wedding. I'm happy. I'm not going to be sad about, getting married because I signed up for this show, but I feel like I got the feeling from her that she's like super overcompensating for that, because even throughout the thing, I'm crazy about him. And then just to see how his reaction is, she's not what I thought she was going to be in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's on 90 and he's like 72.
I don't even think he's 72.
If that makes sense.
I didn't think that. I can see why you feel that way, but I didn't think that about her. I definitely don't think she's over the
bucket list thing. That's what I called it.
Yeah. I don't think she's over the last guy. Mm-hmm. For me, I feel like Mitch is doing this as a bucket list thing. I feel like Mitch is setting himself up to be 45 and being like, I gave it my shot. I was married. It didn't work out.
Right.
But no, I didn't think that way about her at all, but I can see that. Let me see what else I write. Oh, she cried about this James Allen ring because it's one she didn't have to pay for. When Mitch was getting ready, he was acting like it was Murphy's Law going on. Like he had a cut in his head, his beard wasn't right.
Couldn't tie his bow tie.
The stylist had to step in and help with that. His friends called him a groomzilla. But I get it. Like, your wedding day is one of those days that you want nothing to go wrong. And they didn't like plan a wedding like you would in a traditional sense. Like they didn't sit down and go over colors and this and that and say, this has to happen here. This person needs to walk out right after this person. We got this happening and that happening. Like they didn't have any of those things going because production set up their wedding. But you kind of think, hey, I'm going to get up tomorrow. I'm going to go get my hair cut. I'm going to go get my beard trimmed. And nothing's going to be wrong. And then it's wrong.
Yeah.
So I get it. You have a moment. And I'm not going to slight Mitch for that. It seems like from the previews, there's a lot of other things going on with Mitch. But I wouldn't like say anything negative about that because like it's a stressful day if you know the person. Yeah. Adding the layer of not knowing the person has to make it like so much more stressful. We get to the actual wedding. Kristen's mama walks out. Mitch like, is that my wife? Everybody's like, nah, that's her mama. That's her mama. He was like, her mama. So seeing her mom and then seeing her, I don't know that I would have put them as mother and daughter.
No, they don't look like mother and daughter.
So, yeah. What's the next thing I wrote about? Oh, Mitch got tired of taking pictures at the reception. He says that he thinks that Kristen is pretty, but he's more attracted to personality and he needs to get to know her. And I was like, that's a little weird. Not that you have to get to know somebody to become attracted to them, but he said it like, I don't want to deal with this.
Well, the thing was that I got from what he was saying was that she was too flashy for him. Mm-hmm. And he's like really wanting to be laid back and chill.
I guess I missed what was flashy about a pre-planned wedding.
I don't know, and that's the thing. That was his big complaint. Mm-hmm. He was like, "Oh, I never wanted to have a big wedding like this. Well, why sign up for this, knowing that they're gonna give you a big wedding?"
It's not even a big wedding because there's 20 people there.
Right, it's not a big wedding, but it's like a celebration.
Right, and
he would have been satisfied with like going to the courthouse, getting married, and going on about their day.
And that's cool and all.
Right, however, there's nothing wrong with that.
Married at first sight is not a go to the courthouse situation. Right. So you have to reevaluate what your expectation was of this day. And that's the issue.
Yeah. And so that was the thing for him. He was like, she's too mainstream for him.
And I'm like,
it's two things that
she probably is. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
because he's very like save the earth.
Well, we live in a time where we want to share on social media. We want to take pictures with our friends and enjoy life. He just seemed like a sourpuss at this wedding. Mm-hmm. Like he put on a good face.
Or tried
to, but like talking to the camera and talking, in his confessional and stuff, it was like he was sour about the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Like his wife is not an ugly woman.
She's not.
She's very pretty, and like be happy for that.
Right.
Just get to know her. Be excited about getting to know a new person and stuff like that. But don't sit up here and complain because she likes to have fun. Mm-hmm. He was like, I'm a sustainability person, and she was like, I recycle. That was too funny. But did you see that cake?
Yes.
That cake was terrible.
I think that Miguel and Lindy were the only ones whose cake I was like, oh, that's nice.
That's nice, yeah.
Because I didn't like Stasha and Nate's cake. I didn't like Kristen and Mitch's cake.
No, I don't think nobody they probably didn't even like their cake.
Yeah. Kristen was like, is this edible?
Right.
Yeah, but that's all I have for the two of them. Did you have anything else?
Yeah, he talked to her mom about, I forgot the question that she asked him, but he basically, what did she say? She asked how he feels about his wife. And his answer ultimately was, I don't believe in love at first sight.
And that's fine.
And that's cool. He told her that he thought she was his wife, and then he was like, he's not big on finances. Like, you talking about something, you talking to this girl mom now. Like, and the first thing you coming out your mouth is, you don't believe in love at first sight. I get that part. But then you're talking
you don't
about
have to.
She's like, she has a certain lifestyle that she lives right now, and we obviously see her mom lives a certain lifestyle, and that you don't really care for finances. Instead of like, that's like, the finance question is something I wouldn't even bring up to the mom. It'd be me and my wife talking about it, because that's,
I mean, we're gonna have to talk about finances.
We're going to have to talk about that, and that's where we're going to bring it up at. But that's not a conversation a parent would have. Yeah, I got a job, and I pay my bills. I
just don't understand what segue there is that makes me say to you at my wedding, hey, I don't care about finances.
Like when that came up, I was like, why?
How did we get here?
Yeah, like, why have that conversation right now?
I don't
know. Anyway. He said, I wrote, when someone says they want to be honest with someone, to me, it means they finna say something dumb. And that's exactly what he said. I can see it. But no, that's all I got for you.
On to Lindy and Miguel. So we're at their reception. And he kept telling her he didn't want to tell her that she's pretty when they were dancing.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like,
I missed that part.
Why not?
Yeah.
She was like, you're going to tell me. And he was like, yeah, you are pretty.
She was smitten over this guy.
Oh, the Spanish?
Oh, man. I was like, that's impressive.
I was like, she is about to give it up right here at this table.
He GT'd in it.
Okay. I thought it was really cute that his friends had his face on fans.
Yeah.
And they were just like randomly holding him up during the reception. And during her confessional, she kissed the fan.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Okay. So she was like head over heels all in for Miguel. They talked about her love of Spanish, him being fluent in Spanish. And she says that she's going to be a fangirl over her husband. And I'm like, yeah, you are. Because you are oozing it.
Yeah.
When they get ready to talk to each other's families, I don't remember who she talked to.
She talked to his sister.
Okay. Don't remember that conversation at all.
Yeah, no.
But he talked to her brother,
mom, and sister, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's who it was. I know the brother was there because the brother was the one that asked the question about religion. And he said he didn't believe in a higher power. And I was like, why are we here at the wedding?
Yeah.
With this conversation. And
that's a heavy conversation, right?
So, okay. As I was thinking through this, we are from the South, right?
Yeah.
Straight up Bible Belt. I don't think I've ever been in a room where somebody leaves with, you believe in God at a wedding. You get what I mean?
Right.
Like, so that wasn't something that I was just like expecting to happen.
Right. You got to warm people up to that
in
stuff.
San Diego. And it just wasn't on my radar that was going to be a conversation. But
I wouldn't, when that question came up, I was expecting his answer to be no, which
the suspenseful music gave that away.
Right. No, but like what he was saying was not a lie. You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember what he said.
He basically was like, who am I to tell somebody that the person, the thing, or the being that they believe in is wrong, being disagreeing with what I believe in. But the thing that I'm more so, my thing is, you believe in something. You may believe, hey, it's not a higher power, or you may believe.
Well, he said he didn't believe in one.
Yeah, but you believe something, and stand on that. That's what it like, because like the basis, or in my opinion, the basis of religion is where you get your moral baseline, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah, like this is the way I'm gonna lead my life. This is what belief system I'm gonna believe in. This is how I'm gonna do, and this is. You have options to choose whatever you want to believe and live the way you want to live. You just have to read upon those things and move forward with it. I just don't think that was a question for.
We'll have to get into this as a deeper discussion later.
Yeah.
Because like I feel differently.
Yeah.
With religion, because I think a lot of people use it as a crutch for.
I think so too.
For a belief system to condemn people, not to follow their own life path, but to tell you why yours is wrong.
Yeah. And that's what he was saying.
Right. That's just
Who
my.
talking about Miguel. Yeah, that's what Miguel was saying.
That's my short story long.
Yeah.
Instead of long story short.
Gotcha.
But I get what he's saying. Like, who, as Andrew Caldwell said, who are me?
Yeah.
And he said it well, but I know that they grew up very, very religious. And that's got to be triggering for her family. Growing up very religious.
Yeah. Oh, you know it is, man. It's something they'll have to. That's something she's gonna have to become comfortable with. And
but we don't even know if she's uncomfortable with it, because she said she had reservations about religion in the first episode.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that's on her, and it's not on them. So
or him, because I don't even know if everybody had an issue with it or if it was just her brother.
I think it was like, it seemed more so just her brother. It was bothersome. I don't know.
But that's all I had for the two of them.
Yep.
Last but not least was Justin and Alexis. Alexis and Justin just like, what's the word I want to say that they ooze?
Justin is charming the hell out of her.
He is, but like it's like they're both like putty in each other's hands.
Yeah.
When it comes to anything, so it's like if he says the sky's blue, she'd be like, "Yes, I need a man who believes the sky's blue." Like that's how it feels. Everything that they say to each other, like one way or another.
Yeah.
Based on the previews for next week episode, they didn't have sex on their wedding night.
They didn't. They was about to.
I thought they were going to. I shouldn't assume anything because they may have and just not talking about it yet.
Right.
But definitely feels like he is going to try his best to be whatever she needs him to be. And she's just like, lay it on thick. Yeah.
She don't find him attractive. She's not attracted to him physically. But she is attracted to him mentally. And I feel like that's more so, that's better than a physical attraction, just because looks fade. But if you can't get along with a person, or you can't really enjoy a person for who they are, it makes it tough.
Right.
And I feel like they are actually forming a bond. Just the conversations they had, with the friends and everything like that, learning more about each other, and then taking the time out to say, okay, I'm not feeling this, but I don't think him being a people pleaser, the way that, he's portraying to be, is probably the best way to approach this. But I get it. You're trying to be as nice as possible. Present yourself as well as possible.
We're still representatives of ourselves. And so he's definitely showing his representative. Before we get to his brother, I'll start with her sisters.
Okay.
So the sisters definitely grilled him about like how he's going to handle things, how he's going to protect her. And he was like, what's her red flags? And they was like, we ain't telling you that. Mm-hmm. But the sisters seem to not be too intrusive. Mm-hmm. Which I'm happy because the number one thing, and I think I've said this every time it's come up on Married at First Sight, is I hate the what's your intentions thing. Yeah. Because it's like the intention was to get married. That's done. Let's move on. So they're, you know, talking through everything and having, I don't want to say meaningful conversations because how do you protect her? What am I protecting her from? That's
right. What's the danger?
Yeah, like what are we doing here? Is she gonna put me in danger?
Right.
So it's like one of those things of what are we doing here? But I felt like the protection question was much better than what's your intentions.
But it's like even with the protection question, I feel like that's a dumb question.
Yeah, but it's better.
It is.
I'm not saying it's a good question. It's just better than the what's your intentions.
I feel like those are like producer-led questions.
Yeah, they
ask this.
Mm-hmm. You know? I'm going to give you a couple of cue cards. You can pick any one of them you want.
Yeah.
And we'll just go from there.
But I don't know, man. It's I'm curious to see that couple. I'm actually looking at to see how well they do. Mm-hmm. Just because I have high hopes for them, just because of the approach. Like she's not taking an approach of I don't like him and I don't want to be here. Mm-hmm. She's taking an approach of I don't really find him cute, but we're gonna see what he do. Mm-hmm. You know, and you can appreciate that. Mm-hmm. You know, and because she said she saw him on
Hinge,
and I guess she skipped over him, and now they're here. Mm-hmm. And you know, Justin got game.
As long as they don't get back on Hinge like
Ryan did. Yeah. And how Elijah one tried to make it seem like I forgot his wife's name, Katina. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm curious to see where they're gonna go.
And then last but not least, with the two of them, Justin's big brother, whose name I can't remember right now. Is it like Bernard or something like that?
I don't know his name.
He said that after talking to Alexis, he's very happy for him. Like he's like, you know, I've come around. He was like, I ain't doing no more crying today. I can cry enough. I was like, I just love that you guys are so invested in being emotionally present and understanding what emotions mean, because y'all both been crying in these 3 episodes. And it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's okay to cry. She did. Alexis talked to his friends and asked him what was the cheat code for being in a relationship with him. And basically they just said, don't assassinate his character.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And they was like, what's the cheat code for you? She was like, chase me. If I block you, email me. If I block your email, what did she say? Send a smoke signal? Yeah. I was like, girl, ain't nobody got time for that.
Right.
Like, stop blocking people and be present and explain to them where they had you messed up. Mm-hmm. That's the better solution instead of him having to jump through hoops. So I hope that he does not have to jump through any hoops in these 8 weeks to be present in her life. Mm-hmm. That's how we'll word it.
Yeah.
And we did not get to see Morgan and Ben get married because Ben still got COVID.
Yeah.
Ain't that how you say his name? Ben?
I think so.
I think that's how you say it.
They said something about them, but I missed it.
He was sitting on the couch doing a confessional scene. I don't remember.
Missed it too.
I'm trying to remember if she had one.
I don't know.
But definitely I'm very, very interested in how their dynamic is going to go, because I don't feel that either one of them is what the other one said that they was looking for in a mate.
This mama's boy thing is really bothering me. Well, it's not bothering me, but I'm really curious to see how that plays out. Because he's like, my mama has to approve. I'm like, Joe, your mama got to get on board with what you're doing.
This is not the process.
And it's not about your mom.
This is not the process for your mother to be like, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
I don't really know how that works. I don't want to be a passive aggressive mother in the if you like it, I love it type deal. But I also want my children, I can't just say my son, I want my children to be able to pick their own mate, but pick someone that they both enhance each other's lives.
Yeah.
And not like, I don't want you to just be married because, like, not to still be married just because y'all got married. Like, I would like for everybody involved to be happy and married, because that's important.
Yeah. I'll get you.
Oh, it's weird saying I got kids.
You're used to it, man.
I know. Got them for the rest of my life, huh?
Yeah.
You have anything else for any of these couples?
That was it.
I hope we're done with... Nope, we're not done with James Allen. We still got one more wedding to get through. I'm tired of these mini commercials already. Funny. Tell us what you guys think of... I guess Justin and Alexis are my couple to watch that we've seen get married so far. I guess I can come up with a question for each couple, though. I don't know if I really can.
Just come up with one question. What you got from this episode?
I won't even do Justin and Alexis. How do you guys think things are going to go with Lindy and Miguel as far as religion goes when they have that conversation? Yeah, I think that's the question that I have.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Predictions real quick. What you got?
Oh,
we supposed to do our predictions, right? This episode.
I'm nervous. This is gonna be an 0-5 season. Stasha and Nate. I am going to say that they're going to say yes on decision day, but I don't know if it's going to make it beyond that.
That's all we predicting. Decision day.
Kristen and Mitch are going to be a no.
On decision day.
Lindy and Miguel will say yes. Justin and Alexis will say yes. And Morgan and Ben will say no.
All right. So I got Stasha and Nate with a yes. I got Justin and Alexis, yes. I got Mitch and
Kristen, no.
I have
Lindy and
Miguel, yes. And I have, I'm going to just put Morgan and Ben at no. That's all of them, right?
Yes, that's everybody.
All right. So that's when I got 3 out of the 5 say yes. I love. I hope everybody says yes.
They're not. Okay, so if you guys haven't again already, please like this video, share it to a friend that's watching Married at First Sight this season. Comment down below. Let us know what you think about Lindy and Miguel and religion. And also give us your predictions. I'm interested to hear what everybody is thinking. I did see in our episode 1 and 2 video, somebody's comment said this is another 0-5 season. I'm nervous that it is, but I'm also going to pretend to be hopeful for this process and give everybody the benefit of the doubt, even though most of them be lying.
Yeah. Oh, and also if you guys want it, we recording this live. We went live on YouTube for our members. So join our membership and you can interact with us while we record this. And of course, while we're recording, we'll talk to you guys as well. So, yeah, you get kind of like a more exclusive insight with us. Kind of have better conversations and stuff. So, yeah. Podcast is coming back in August, beginning first or second week of August. So be on the lookout for that.
We'll post it in the community tab when it comes back. Yeah.
So check that out. Check us out. Check all our friends out. I think we're doing the super cast, with all our friends.
Oh yeah. So Sunday we will be live on Jack and Glenn's
channel. Sunday?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We'll be live on Jack and Glenn's channel for Married at First Sight All-Star panel yet
That's what
again.
It is.
Not sure who all is participating, but
we'll
be there.
We'll be there.
And I feel like this outro is getting rather long.
It is, man. So we out.
I'm
Peace.
gonna wrap this up. Bye, y'all.